What's going on, guys? Insanity Productions here, and today I'm giving you an overlapping action tutorial. Now I'm going to show you two versions of overlapping. One of them is going to be the folder overlap, and one of them is going to be the body overlap, as I'd call it, or body part overlap. Now there's two versions of the body part. I'm going to tell you both of them, and I'm going to tell you the easiest one first. Now with overlap, what there is I'm going to show you this animation and you tell me what's wrong with it. Now two things should have popped into your mind. Number one, it looks a bit off because of the way he moves. One of them, which is the one we're going to be focusing on, is the overlap. One of them was just staying still. Idle motion, couldn't be bothered for the sake of a tutorial. And what it is basically insanity.exe has stopped working. What it is overlapping action is honestly one of the most simple things in the world. It is basically when you take a keyframe, and to make it look smooth, you grab a keyframe and delay it. So let's say 5 there, and put it at a random point. Instead of having it 5 here, maybe have it at 4. And over here, maybe have it like 6. Maybe over here, having it at 2. Over here, just place them in a random location. And it should, look a bit better already. Looks a bit better. Might need to drag these out a bit. Just keep playing with them until you get a good result. Now that's a good head motion, isn't it? Apart from, you know, the obvious of it just staying still. It's a bit better. Now what you want to do for overlap, for things like this, what you want is you want to delay it, but you also want him to look a bit faster. So when he's, this is a tutorial, when he's looking somewhere, you don't turn your body and then the head like he's doing here. You turn your head first. So this should look a bit better now. And then drag this here, and then drag this here. As you can see, it looks just a bit better. And that's just for the looks. Now you don't have to do this with just the body and the head, obviously. You can also do it with the arms. Now grab the arms and just have them, again, in sort of like random locations. Kind of random, it doesn't really matter, just as long as they look fine. And that should look a bit better now. And as you can see, already, it looks much better. I think the biggest notice is here. Look from this side. The head is moving sort of moving separately from the body, like it's a different entity, which kind of is. It's a different entity where it's moving separately, moving differently. It's moving in conjunction, but at a different time. So is the arms. The arms are moving a bit different. You can see that they start a bit later and end a bit earlier and stuff. It just makes it look more realistic, as you would say. Now once I've done this, I'm going to show you the second version of the overlap body part, which is the folder version. And quickly set something up. Right, I've got an example here of something you could use it with. There's better examples out there, but I'm tired. It's 9 o'clock. I'm tired. I can't really think of many. But I can already think of a way of doing this. Say here, I don't want him to have, well, I don't want him to have bend, but that kind of would work. Say I don't want him to have, say, turn that yet. So he does this on this frame. So I don't want that, do I? Hell no, we don't want that. No, we don't want this. So what you want to do is there's one way of doing this which is kinda works, but cannot work in certain situations. See? Like in that situation, it did not work because it just went slow, 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 bang. Does not work. That's a good situation. I finally found a good one. After like 15 attempts, no, just like one. Basically, what you want to do, if you want to fix this issue, you may think just put it in a folder. That does not work. It just doesn't. No, I don't know why. No one knows why. Forget that button exists for when you're doing it with body parts. What you want to do is grab an arm, or grab a body part, so let's say right arm, because I think that's the right arm. Yeah, it's the right arm. Grab a right arm of Steve. You have it over here, and you want to parent it to the other right arm. Have it not parented to the lower half. So, what you have is you have right arm and right arm of Steve. So, go to positioning on this. For example, with that turn thing, example, number 1, we want to make the alpha on this, the alpha to nothing. Oh. Ah, shit. I forgot. Yeah, I remember now. You don't turn down the alpha on this one, turn down the alpha for this one to nothing. So what happens is, it still keeps that motion. Right? It still keeps that motion. Right? And you can keep that there, but instead of having this, which we don't want, completely get rid of this. Yeah? Get rid of it. Just gone. Right? In fact, wait a minute, one sec. What we want to do is we want to grab... Never mind, forget that. Go back. Copy all these keyframes. Delete that one, so you've got all these keyframes. You've got all these ones with 0 alpha because you can. Control C, Control V. And now it's like, oh, where the hell's it gone? Oh, the alpha and all that. Turn the alpha back up. And delete these keyframes. Tell you why in a second. And I forgot to turn the alpha down on this one because I'm stupid. Right, we do that. And then we have this. So now what we can do is we can grab these ones. So say we wanted it here, like we did, and have it at no rotation. So what we have here is on these frames, what we can do, find this exact point, Control C, I accidentally did that, Control V, and it's like, oh, it's all bent and all that. Because now, what we can do is we can do this, Control C here, and have this at that point, and then turn this to 0. And now look, it's exactly the same. So now, let's say here to here, we don't want to add any of this so far yet for the first, let's say, 3 frames. So what you want to do is you want to go over here where it says 100, right? And you see here, what we want to try and do, we've already Control C that. So what we want to do is we want to set it to 0. And see where it goes. It goes over here, so it has an angle of 35 degrees, or over here, 8, or whatever. So what we do is we find where we want it, do this, Control V here, and then whatever this was, do -8, because that had, or whatever, yeah, minus 1.1 onto this, so 104 minus 1.1 is 103.71, so 103.71. So as you can see, it moves slightly. But say, yeah, we don't want this. We don't need. So we can have this. Control C. Control V. Now that's just gone. Out of the pot. Now we have that. Now, since what we wanted before, we have this. Oops. Now you Control C, Control V, so it doesn't move on that axis at all until there. Of course, we could drag this out until about here before he does it. Yeah. And then again here we don't want to have X on that, so we have this here, Control C, and then Control V that here, and then turn this to 0. And now you have folder overlap. And now of course it does look a bit off. That's because I don't have the same keyframe, so what we can do is we can have a linear of nothing here, because we don't really need it. Have this as an ease in out here, so it goes much faster with the turn. And as that's turning, we want that to stay linear, because if it goes anywhere, ease in and out. Instead of having that linear, have that as ease in and out, a bit of a softer ease in and out. So have it as ease in and out, maybe sine, because number one, it looks a bit more like it's relaxing. Except for it does look a bit linear, so I might have to do quadratic. Stick with quadratic if you're not sure, and then edit it later. If you're not sure at the moment. As you can see, it's that. What we could do, which is what I'm gonna edit it until it looks fine. That's way too much. Might want to drag these in a bit and go back to quadratic to see how it looks, because quadratic's the best to see how it looks. You just add your other keyframes, and now we've got that sort of motion that we would like. We could have just kept with having it, you know, have it just all happen at once, but now we can edit it. We can even edit this bit to have no bend at this, have all the bend that it wants at this bit. So Control C here, 0, and Control V, so it doesn't change at all, I don't think. Ah, they're fighting because that's an ease in and out, and that's not, so that needs to be an ease in and out, whatever the hell that is, quart. So if you do something like that, you need to find the exact one. Ease in and out, quart, so it stays the same position. So now it should look fine. If you want that to be 0, that is going to go to 0 anyways. So it does look a bit better than the first thing, if you get what I mean. Might just get previous clip and silence it to make it look like it was a bit better, even though it was pretty terrible, because I'm not good at this. Now I'm going to go on to the last one, which is just the folder. So I'm going to quickly show you a good example, which is an arc situation. So I'm just going to get Stevie Boy and make him jump. And by jump, I mean I'm just going to make him do this. So have him at 1 second be there, and 1 second be there. Go over here, go. And here we want him to be up, so he's like that. So now he's like this. Triangular motion. Now what we could try and do is ease in and out and stuff, like ease in and out there, maybe try and ease out there. Let's have a look, and it just won't work. No matter what you do in this kind of situation, until you get to the method that I'm about to tell you, it won't work. The only option here for, you know, making it good, I just realised that's, oops, 1 sec, I'm gonna have to delete that keyframe and then drag him up here. Right, the only way for this to work is for this to happen. So technically you're meant to have this, but it kinda looks off, doesn't it? Now, this is the best option. Ease out, ease in. Now we could have an ease out, ease in to make it seem smooth, you know, smooth. Make it seem like it jumped. But if you want to make it seem like it jumped, in my opinion, the best option is to go for a strong transition like Quint. Then go halfway, so about here in that animation. And then have it as ease out. As a very soft easing out, so sine, let's try that. No, it looks more like he's leapfrogging. See, you just play around with it until you get the desired effect you want. Say it's 7, because that's when the strong bit happens. Then you ease out sine. See, you kind of can work, but we're just gonna stick with the ease out example. And now you've got this. Now it may seem fine, but if I drag this down until it's there, say, look, he slows in and out. Now the way to fix this is to, number one, have him at Y0 just to make my life easy, and drag him up to 20 or so. So he sort of looks like this. Now what we want to do is we want to grab Steve, place him in a folder, call it, yeah, call it that, or something, I don't know, it doesn't really matter. Grab these keyframes, have them on the exact same point, and you see the folder doesn't move because it's the folder, it doesn't move with it. What you do is you get this, Control C, no, one sec, yeah, you delete this by Control C, here, delete, no, don't do that, Control V, right? Except from you change all these positions. Now what you want to do is you want to delete this one, delete, I said delete, thank you, grab this and then change it to linear, because linear is the best, and now you get this motion again. Apart from that ending, because we copied it, now we ease in, and then, nope, wrong one, ease out, sorry, my bad. Then we ease out, and it looks like that. Because, and depending on how high your arc is, it will go even higher. This is a good example of folder overlap. You can have multiple, shut up computer, you can have multiple overlap, like you can have one for X, you can have one for Z, but that's just going over the top in my opinion. Just have one for height and have one for rotations and Z and X. That's what I do for my animations. And you've never seen any because I'm stupid and don't decide to make any, except for my own working on one. Yeah, basically what this is folder overlap, which is boing, 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 boing. You need to add a portal here and it looks like it's going for the portal over and over again. Yeah, that's a good example of folder overlap. And I hope you've actually, you've learned something from this, because, learning is, yeah, it's great to learn, the more you know. Is that meme still relevant? Let's check. No, it's not. What I'm saying is that doing this is much better than doing this, where the bars fit. Yeah, it's much better than doing this. No. It's much better than doing something like this. So, do this for folder overlap. Now that's one of each. I wish I saved them all as separate things so I could show you all of it at the end, but I'm probably just going to show you clips of, what I've done for the end. And I'm probably just going to do a render for the end, for the ending to show you, or the beginning to show you the beginning and the end results. So, yeah. I will see you in the next video. Still don't have an outro. Bye!